Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba, thank you for joining me. Let's play some more Factorio, the Steam release candidate. Right, so I had a few days since the last time I played Factorio, and one thing I'm not really liking about what we decided to do here with our vertical train station is just the fact that we're not really getting as much throughput per second as what we could get if we were using horizontal stations. So I just want to see how much effort it would really take here to create a horizontal station. And I'm thinking maybe we want to try to make it a two-headed train. You know, it's one of those things where you really need to have an idea of what you want to do in the very beginning to start with and then stick with it. But I don't always do that. Let's see. We have a locomotive. And I'm thinking what we can do, assuming we have the components on hand, which we do, is we could try building a two-headed train. And the question is, how big could we make it? I know that I like two because it's the right ratio for speed. If you throw another locomotive on here and go this way, we can go in both directions now, but it's not going to be quite as fast, but that's okay. But if you're going to make it slower than the max speed, why not just make it 4 wide, right? Because some of these things are definitely getting big enough they could support more of these guys. So maybe we do try this out. But now we're up to, he can pull 2 at full speed, but he's got 3 extras to pull. So now do we make it 2, 4, 2? Or let's just try it like this for now. A 1, 4, 1. Seems fine. And the reason why I'm looking at this is I'm thinking, right, we've got 8 exact inserters, because we got that in the train vehicle length fix mod, right? So they're exactly 8 going horizontally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so what I'm looking at is possibly going something like this. And I've got this idea in my head that I've been working on. Where each wagon there's a reason why I'm thinking about doing the horizontal stations for this with two-headed trains. Look at that, just massive throughput. How much we could unload, how quickly. I wonder if that's going to be necessary at some point in the future, or if it's overkill. Make some substations. Now we just need to see, is it possible to get this all powered? Could do that. And then these, I guess we're going to have to work around. And the reason why I'm doing these 4s is I'm thinking that I want this design to be something that could work for yellow belt. Granted, we have blue belt now, so we don't need to worry about that, but I'm wondering if I can design a horizontal train station that would work well for me in the early game as well as in the late game. And I believe that if these were yellow belt, I think that 4 inserters would probably be the most that you could do there. So then what would we do from here? So that unloads this one fine, right? And then this would consolidate down into 1 track from these 2 sets. And it's not going to fully laden the belt because you need 9 inserters per side. We'd only have 8. But it's almost enough to saturate a blue belt right off that. And then the question is, what if we did... We could just do it here. Do something like that, something like that, something like that. And then, and actually for the sake of consistency, why not have them all kind of look like that? So that's those. And the question is, if you're going to come off there, I would want 1, 2, 3. Something like this, I think. It really doesn't need to be that many, though. It needs to be past this one, because we're going to have four lines coming in that are not quite saturated. So let's just say, you go off, you go off, you go off, and you go off. Then you're all going to kind of merge in maybe above. So you could go there. This guy could come over there. And then down to there, and that consolidates them down to 2. We do the same thing down here. Okay, so you're here, here, here. Reinventing the wheel, right? Yeah, it happens. And you're actually supposed to be going to here, which leaves room for this guy who was hugging around that edge, and then this guy next to there, and this guy connects to here. That looks, in my opinion, flippin' gorgeous. Is it overkill? I don't know. The idea that it could work with yellow belts is pretty much the main thing that I care about the most. I don't know that it would. We'd have to test it. But, why don't we give it a try? Now, the other thing that's nice is that if I wanted to, then I could take these 2 lines, right? And we could consolidate, like, right at the edge of the station. We could go, like, here. But if we're going to do that, do we even need to have these splitters here? Probably not. And so then we could just have, like, if this is the size of the station, we could have multiple stations, and they just, trains come in, and then it just goes that way. Just directly the same direction that the station goes. That would be the advantage to the one-headed trains. Sorry, the two-headed trains. On the other hand, if we have 4 lanes and 4 lanes, we could just do, like, an 8-lane 8-8 balancer, and then use as many of the lanes that we need on the output side. I don't really know. Let's try this thing for now. Just see how it does. Unfortunately, they don't bridge across down to there. We need to just put in more substations. Does it make any sense to put in another substation? It's a shame that they can't reach across. We're probably like 1 tile short. No, 2 tiles short. Oh well, we'll just do that for now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. We're just gonna hook this guy up to the network. It's only gonna be the one train that's going over there for now, so we'll just do a double signal here to let them know that they can go both directions off that track. And then we will connect in. Well, it would have been nice if we had some more space here, but let's just do this guy here. In the same spot, like right here. This has been on my mind, like, right, it's spring break right now, right? So I'm doing all kinds of stuff with family, right? I had to drive yesterday for like 6 hours, and in my head I was just like doing factory layouts. Right, so as soon as it becomes 2 ways, like pretty much here forward, that's saying that there's a train in there, and yeah, no trains should want to go that way. We'll put another signal down here going in this direction. Everything should be fine. He should be perfectly allowed. Now, in order to get over here, though, he's got to actually go through one of these stations, which is kind of annoying. But it'll work for now. The only drawback is that we don't have any stations that are designed for a 1x4 train. So, I suppose one thing we could try is just, like, give him some stuff. Before we commit to, like, using trains like this. Let's see if we can do that. I don't really care what the material is. Let's load up the wagons. Just simulate that he went to a depot somewhere and got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm really looking forward to patch 0.1.3. 0.13, rather. Because I just want to see how much better it makes trains. I'm really looking forward to the possibility of the loader. Really looking forward to the idea that trains are going to be have a larger storage capacity. Alright, so let's tell you, go to your depot. Let's just see how well this thing does. Holy crap, is that fast. The train took, like, I don't even know, barely any seconds at all to unload. And the idea being that the top side's going to unload onto the top half of the belt, and the bottom side's going to load onto the bottom half of the belt, and we're just going to end up with 2 continuous streams. As far as whether or not we need to, like, balance the lanes on either side, I don't think that we do. Maybe just leave it as is. There's probably a better way to do it. Okay. It's kind of curious to me how it's doing all one side and then all the other side. I don't know. Well, for now, that thing's, I mean, it's not going to do anything, right? Because we have this whole train station thing down here. I kind of like the idea of doing train stations like this. I certainly like the idea of doing them horizontally. I certainly like the idea of them being two-headed and having this kind of like end junction, right? So they come in, then they just turn back around, and it's no problem. And then the other advantage would be that, let's say we're using this train, right? Let's tell it to just like go to copper 1. It's going to be a lot slower. Especially because it's waiting for the train ahead of it right now. But the acceleration is far, far slower with this many trains. Because it's pulling now, instead of pulling just 2, it's pulling 5 wagons. 5 effective wagons. We can't let it pull into the station because it's going to do all kinds of weird stuff. And also we haven't accounted for the fueling issue. Okay. But we could do the same basic thing for, the same basic idea if we wanted to do... Actually, you know what? Let's just build it. Train stations, train stops, is what I'm trying to say. Keep failing to finish my sentence. train looks like it's coming in here. You don't need to come here anymore. We could just have them come in and then stop right here. Right? So we just... call this one Iron 3. I mean, originally I was going to repurpose that other station, but for now, I want to just see what we can do here. I know, every time I load the game up and I haven't played in a while, I tend to build things by hand for a while, and then I remember I have robots. Well, here's what I like about this idea, is that now, to create a turnoff, right, it's just going to be this simple. Trains drive on the left, so it needs to be this side. That's how they get in there. And if they want to continue going north, they can just go like this. And if they want to go and they want to get in this way, should we not be able to just do this? What's to stop us from doing that? So train's here, he wants to go north, he takes that exit. Train's here, he wants to go south, he takes that exit. Train's going south, he wants to get in here, he turns this way. Train's going south, he wants to go that way, he turns off that way. Yeah, it's just a nice little connection there. Let's move these signals a little bit closer. Move these signals to about here. Indicate that at this point now you can go in both directions. Let's tell this train to head up to Iron 3. So just pull into here. Or not. Oh, he's going to the other place. Go here. Completely lost sight of him. There he is. Now he's looking for a turnaround point. Playing with trains is one of the most incredibly entertaining things for me in Factorio. I love trains. Even though they're complicated and, you know, I'm sure there's plenty of people who think that I do them wrong. I still like just tinkering with them. Yeah, so we can just come in. Now there's no waiting queue, right? And again, we still haven't taken care of the fuel issue, so they could very easily run out of fuel. Probably need to snag some from another nearby train. Thank you. But, let's see, do we want to use any kind of chain signals on this at all? For now, I don't think we have to. Let's just wait and see if trains get, backed up at all. This just seems like a much easier, just go there, done, than this whole big loop thing. And it's all achievable because of the two-headed train. Now, we should have a blueprint for this thing. The mining. Yes, I should probably build Roboport, the armor, instead of having to do this all by hand. There's still a missing belt. And unfortunately, I need to go back to base to get some more. Well, for now, let's get rid of some of this stuff. I'd rather just get you know, like the top half of it built. And I'll need a little bit of extra belt to connect in up here. And here's where if we wanted to, we could go nuts again. Break that up into sections of 4. Outpost horizontal. Like we already have. Yeah, of course. We had already done the 4 insert daily. That was just this guy. Right, so that's 1. Pull out a belt again, of course. We're gonna have to scale this thing back even more. And then I think maybe we should probably have a guy. And can we fit him like here-ish? That should work. Question is just, do we have enough? No, I'm just so low on material. I need to go back home. I need the robots to fill us up. I'm building too much crap. No, come back! I do that every time, don't I? I do, actually. I believe I do. Where had I thrown those? Oh, right, it's because it's only a 2-wagon thing. It fits a lot easier. Well, I suppose we could just go... I hate the fact that there'd be overlap. That works. We could even double it up on the other side if we really wanted to. Now, the problem is that this is iron and I've already hooked it up to the copper. So if we're going to drive this train back, kind of need to go over there with it, cut those lines. There's no lights set up right now, which is rather unfortunate. Let's have him drive over there. Okay, so we are having some issues with this intersection. So you're wanting to go up there, and you are trying to get down here, but you can't. Because this is a block, and he can't leave this big block. This right here is one block. So these two intersections are too close together. You're stopped. We're gonna get rid of this turnabout anyway. Do a little bit of tree trimming, because we can. And then we can hop in that train. You guys are all waiting to be charged, though. Alright, we'll take the time to get just a little bit more tree trimming out of the way. Since I queued it up, might as well get it done, right? I'll pick up all these robots by hand if I have to. Not insert wood, too much. Too much wood. So close, yet so far. Well, we do have a train station down here. Let's just throw, if we can. Please tell me we can. Some of all this copper. Good. Okay. Let's go home. Have the robots take care of all this nonsense. Note to self, next time, make sure that we don't have intersections that are too close together. Much slower train. I don't know how much I like that, actually. Maybe we should put it... Maybe it should be like a 242 or a 262. He just has such a hard time accelerating, you know? Here's where he's got to go through one, because I haven't really set this up ideally for these types of trains yet. And stop. I'm going to manually keep on... No! Stop! You're not supposed to be unloading the... Don't unload that yet. I'll set up a few of these guys to filter this out for us. We'll only let one lane run, and we'll just pull the iron ore out. And we'll pull the copper ore out. This might not be the best way to do this. I don't care, I just want to not have to do this all by hand. So eventually, they're going to burn through everything that was in those. Load it all up into some chests here. And we should see that get filtered that way. And then I got to decide, do I want to build another one of these things? In the meantime, let's go back to base and let them kind of clear out our inventory. Get us restocked on belt and everything, and kind of go from there. We're still chunking away at research. There's not that much more research left to do. There's really not that much more else left to accomplish unless we want to start launching rockets or just try to focus on making things bigger and more efficient, you know? Which I do. I think I do. By the way, autofill had an upgrade. It's amazing. By autofill, I mean auto trash. I commented in the forum, just saying, hey, you know, I'm running out of slots, and here's why. I use this thing a little bit differently than I think you maybe it's intended. And what would be really nice is, you know, I request these logistical items, and then I just leave it set to 0 on every item that I request. That way, if I go over the amount, they take it away, and if I'm under the amount, they bring it to me, and that's how I like it to work. It'd be really convenient if there was a button that just say auto trash everything above your logistic request amounts, and he's like, oh yeah, okay, done. And so you just put it in. It's awesome. And so, because I request 800 express transport belt, I don't need to specify that I want that to be regulated. All you have to do is just check that box. We do need to put wood on this list. Wood is obviously something I'm not going to request. So. And he also upgraded it to include up to 80 slots, which is way overkill if you've got this button. This thing was really, it was one or the other. I needed either more slots or this button, and he did both because he's awesome. So that's neat. And yeah, it's really good stuff. So we're looking pretty good now. And I think I'm going to take a break here. Let me know what your thoughts are on horizontal versus vertical train stations and whether or not we should try to do this 8-inserter unloading dealie. I think that it's going to be superior in the long run, but perhaps it would be better if we made the trains have an extra locomotive or two. Now, how on earth are you unloading coal? Where's the coal coming from? Oh, it's because the train stopped just temporarily. Gotcha. Right. Okay, well, whatever. Just pull off. All that stuff. Can't actually keep up with the blue belt, can they? Sometimes. Looks like it's, for the most part, been cleaned out. Got little bits of copper on there. I don't see any iron ore. Yeah. Alright, cool. Well, I'm going to take a break here. I'll see you again in the next episode. As always, thank you for watching. See you soon.